Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. September 13, 2015. It's 10 p.m. in Birmingham. Title, Shemitah Day, and 4 sins we are flaunting before God. And I left off, and I was telling you that I am a watchman on the wall. I went along for some time and said I wasn't, but I am. And I just simply warn you of things to come. So where are we now? The great convergence. God is speaking. It's 70 years since World War II. 70 years since the bomb nuke hit Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. 70 years since the birth of the United Nations. 70 years since the Holocaust ended. 70th United Nations General Assembly. The 70th generation since Enoch. The Jews, 4,900 years. The 70th Jubilee since the Jews were in bondage. 7 years after 9/11 and the stock market crash. 7 years later, another stock market crash. 7 years later, ends today, September 13, 2015. We don't know yet what this day is going to bring. But let me tell you, God, when we did it to Israel, never ever let it go beyond 36 hours before we paid for it. Now, we have not today, this week, done anything yet to Israel except Obama running his mouth and saying loud and clear that there's no way that Congress nor Israel would change his destruction. Is not what it says, but that's in his mind. We know who Obama is. We know who he is. Just look at him at what he is. I'm sorry, I just got off a little bit. But here we go. September the 15th. This is 2 days. A UN resolution establishing a Palestinian state inside Israel. They want to split Jerusalem. And they're going to do it and vote on it and bring up the resolution in 2 days. The United Nations 70th meeting to vote on it. A lot of 70s. And the vote is to split Jerusalem. First, they're going to make it a law. This is what the meeting's about. France and the United States say yes to the 1967 borders. I don't know about you, but my blood is right now is about to boil. Remember, if we divide Jerusalem, then God will divide America. And the reason so many people are pointing at the New Madrid fault is simple. That's the closest point in this country. Of course, God can make this country split any way he wants to, but that is an active fault that's 1,800 miles long. That is active, guys. There's been rumblings going on for several years. If this goes down, then you just better hold on and hope you're not right along the Mississippi River. Okay, so remember, if we divide Jerusalem, then God will divide America at the New Madrid fault line. Today, the stock market, now get this, down over the past 17 days. I had this 5 blocks back, that no one seems to know. No one seems to know. I'm sorry. I'm getting really upset here. But it's down 2,200 points. And it's like no one cares. Well, the reason is no one has made any noise about it. It's bad, but they're acting like it's not a big deal. So, if this is no big deal, just how bad will it have to be to alarm you? I think we're going to find out soon. Now, here's another one. This is one that, just as the Shemitah day, this one could call it right here, guys. Pay attention. The 15th is the meeting, is to bring up and see if the United Nations will go ahead and attack Israel on their separation and bring it back to the 67 borders. The vote comes up on the 21st of September. Is World International Day of Peace. This is 6 days after the UN vote to split. 6 days. What is 6 days? In the importance to man, it's the number of man, 6. How ironic. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes. Rick Wiles said between September 13th and October the 10th, he expects a 30 to 40% market crash. I'm not done. Personally, I say after the UN vote, taking Israel to the 67 borders. But when Rick Wiles said the stock market crashed 30 to 50%, I think that's what it was. I'm going to double check. 30 to 40%. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. But that's just now. That's 2015. He expects early 2016. Once more, if the stock market is at 15,000 and it loses, say, 30%, then it's down to 10,000 in 2015, 2016, early. And we lose another 30%. All of a sudden, now we're down from 15 to 10 to 5,000. Actually, it's 30% on 10,000, so that would bring us down to 7,000. And it happens again later in 2016, another 30%. 30% of 7,000 is 2,100 points. Tell me that this country can come anywhere near surviving that? No. This country was over way back within the month of the Shemitah, the month we're in today. Guys, I want to say this. Wherever you stand, get your heart right. Get it right, because again, as I said in that 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction comes. we are going to be judged, and we are going to be judged in a way that we'll never forget it. And one more thing, the 7-year Shemitah ends today, right? Then what happens? Another 7-year Shemitah starts. What is the length of time in the final 7 years tribulation? It is 7 years. It is another Shemitah. I do not believe this country will wait 7 more years to enter into a tribulation. We have done too much against God, too much in 60 million babies that we killed, and then painting on the side of his giant buildings, goddess to worship, and then drape the White House in rainbow colors. Tell me we're not flaunting and throwing this stuff in God's face. Damn right we are. And we're going to pay for it. Just make sure that you know John 3:16. For your family, Joshua 24, verse 15. Make sure you know, and don't let this day go without you knowing it. Jody Wolf Expoz.